Hello there, and welcome to Davy Devours Culture. Now, I don't know about you, but I've developed quite an appetite. I am hungry, and not only will I be eating, but I will also be telling a little bit about this particular culture of the day. So let's go ahead and take a look into what is in this bag. Alrighty, so first up, we have fresh Japanese style udon, Sanukiya udon. Here we have what looks to be another udon, Sanukiya fresh spicy ramen. Oh, wait. Nah, this is ramen. I thought they were the same thing, similar packaging. Here we have Buldak artificial spicy chicken flavor ramen. Well, saying artificial certainly stirs the appetite, doesn't it? Oh, also, it has cheese flavoring in it. Not a usual, not usually what you would see in ramen. And there's one last thing in here. Looks to be golden curry. Medium hot. Well, I'm kind of a wimp with spice, so I'll have to be careful about that. Alright, so I'm picking one of these to try today. I guess I'll go with something that's a little more familiar for us. This reminds me of those cup of ramens. But, as they say, it's instant ramen. Will be any good. That's what I'm here to find out. As I'm sure many of us are already familiar with. Instant ramen. This is not what I'm going to be trying. I grew up with this. I was never a big fan of it. I always had to find my own way of making it taste better than it actually was. But this, I'm hoping it'll be something good. So here's hoping. Lift lid up to the indicated line and take out sauce and powder packet. Pour boiling water up to the inner line and recover the bowl. After 4 minutes, leave 4 spoons of water and remove the water. Okay. Put sauce and powder packet and mix well to serve. Sounds good. Well then, I guess we better get started on boiling that water. Don't worry, this will take me a while, but for you, it'll be an instant. Here we go. I'm just gonna use a little tactic of mine and use a teapot to get the water hot. That should give us plenty of water to use. I don't need to fill it up that much. That'll make this much easier. I'll go ahead and take these out. Here's the inside of it if you're curious. Not much to it right now, it's just noodles. Funny enough though, when you think of ramen, do you typically think of Japan? That's what I always thought of. I first saw ramen when I was younger. I would be watching various anime, and a lot of the time there were characters that would be eating ramen like it was the best thing ever. Imagine my disappointment when I tried the instant ramen. Just doesn't compare to real ramen. Let me tell you, real ramen. Once you taste that, nothing really compares. Is this even worth trying, I wonder? I guess that's what we're here to find out. So since I've been talking a lot about instant ramen, did you know it was first invented in 1958 by Momofuku Ando? I recently learned that. It's been around for that long, and it soon became quite a global phenomenon, spreading everywhere. I doubt you can go anywhere without finding a shop that sells some form of instant ramen. I guess that's one way of getting close to the glory that is ramen. Why don't I give us a little bit of history on the origin of ramen? Personally, I always thought that it was Japan originated. But actually, it came from China. And Japan discovered it when they reopened the... Sounds like the water is ready, huh? Hold that thought. Alright, so I got the timer set for 4 minutes. We just gotta wait for that. Then we add the good stuff, and it should be ready to eat. So, as I was saying from earlier ago, when Japan reopened its borders back in the 1860s, that's when they first really discovered ramen. And since then, they took it in so many ways. They developed and wanted to master it and create the best ramen that they could, something you could truly call gourmet ramen. Alright, and time's up. Alrighty, that wasn't too bad. 4 minutes goes by pretty fast. Quick and easy, I would say. Now, the instruction in step 3 says, after 4 minutes, leave 4 spoons of water and remove the water. Going to transfer 4 spoonfuls of water into this bowl. And I'm sure you don't have to use another bowl, but I felt like I wanted to. Now I'm going to dispose of the water. There we go, that ought to do it. I'm going to put it over here. So the thing about ramen is you typically do have a good amount of broth. The instant ramen typically is kind of lacking in that. Alright, now I can put sauce and powder packets in. Alrighty. Here we go, the part we've been waiting for. Adding the flavor. So adding this does make it look better. When it comes to ramen, they'll usually give you this kind of spoon. I think it's called the kange. And that helps you get a first taste of the ramen, which is the broth. And they work really hard on that soup base. That broth is part of the heart of ramen. And of course, when you got the noodles, you have chopsticks. You basically use one to be the firm base, and the other is just kind of to catch the noodles, like so. I may not be the best at it, but that gives you a general idea. And if you need to set your chopsticks down for a bit, make sure to either leave them on top of the bowl, or if you have it, a resting plate to set the chopsticks down. You never want to leave your chopsticks sticking in the bowl. It's kind of offensive because that is similar to what they do in funerals with rice. They'll stick the chopsticks in the rice when they give it to the recently deceased. Yeah, we don't want to cause any trouble for that. Alright, so now, the moment we've been waiting for. My first tasting. I've never had this before. I'm a little nervous. It looks pretty spicy. So, when you have ramen, usually you start with trying some of the soup. That's pretty tasty. And the heat, it's hitting me pretty hard already. But the flavor makes it worth it. And sometimes people, when they're enjoying the ramen, slurping is part of it. It also helps to cool down the heat. The ramen tends to be hot when they give it to you for the first time. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that so far. I'm trying to think of what ramen it reminds me of. There are those 3 main varieties of ramen. You've got the miso ramen, which is a miso-based soup from Hokkaido. There's the shoyu ramen, which is a soy sauce-based ramen from around the Kanto region. More popular in Tokyo. You'll probably find that one around there. And the last variety, my personal favorite, is the tonkatsu ramen. It's a pork-based broth, usually used with pork bone. And they usually keep that broth going for quite a few days to really get the flavor. But yeah. Alright, I'm going to try the actual noodles now. Oh, look at that steam. Whew. I'm going to have to cool it down. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah. I'd say that's pretty good. For an instant ramen, if I had to rate it from like 1 to 10, I'd give this a 6, 6.5 if that's possible. Maybe even 7. The flavor's really good over ramen. The cheese is very subtle. It doesn't take over as I was possibly worried about. So I'd say, yeah, that was pretty good. I'm quite happy with this. How quick and easy it is to make. It's a good, quick, and easy meal to have a nice lunch with. Well, I hope you enjoy that. Next time, maybe we'll try one of these udon noodles I have, or possibly the curry. Then again, though, the spicy, I'm afraid of that. Well, Hope you all learned something new, and hope you will try new things yourself. Thank you for watching. See you next time for Davy Devours Culture.